Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night 13 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 26. A good Wednesday to you. All right, we had some conversations going on last night. Primarily, the big one is Quinn and his power. Right now, we know that Angela knows about it. Is she going to expose it? Is she not? Well, it may not matter because now we've got a few other people who know about it as well. We're going to talk about that. Also, some conversations about who would be good to win HOH, who wouldn't be so good, and obviously some talk about Angela, Lisa, Tucker, who wins the AIBB arena, who do we send home? We'll cover all of that. So let's start off. We had some of the house guests, a lot of the house guests upstairs hanging out, playing bumper pool for a little bit. Later, we had Tucker talking to Quinn, I believe. Tucker mentioning that Angela is not going to go quietly. Quinn is saying that Angela, she doesn't feel like she's gotten her moment yet. I feel like she's gotten a lot of moments, but she doesn't feel like she's gotten her moment yet. He's a little bit worried what that moment may be. Tucker saying that no one's listening to you anyway, listening to Angela anyway. So what does it matter? Meanwhile, we've got Angela sitting downstairs in the kitchen, looking very forlorn, very isolated, not saying a word, just sitting at the kitchen table while we got most of the other folks upstairs. Very introspective. All right. Meanwhile, we've got not just Angela maybe feeling down a little bit. We've got Kenny feeling down. At one point, he made the mention that being away from his kids, he's just not sure that $750,000 is worth it. $750,000 buys you a lot of time later with your family and your kids, Kenny. But if this is just a strategy of his to make himself look like less of a target, more power to him. If he truly is just not really wanting to be here and in this game, that's a whole different deal. He told Chelsea at one point that if he doesn't win HOH on Thursday, he's going to gather all the house guests and ask them to, and at that point, the feed's cut. So I don't know if he's going to willingly go on the block. At another point, he said something along the lines of he wasn't necessarily volunteer or asked to go on the block, but if he goes up there, whatever. It's just a game. It is just a game, but it's a game for $750,000, Kenny. But yeah, Kenny not feeling really in it last night either. We've got Cam and Leah flirting in the bathroom a little bit for a while. Cam's tried to do a decent job of staying away from Leah and shutting down some of this showmance talk. So we'll see where that goes. All right, we've got Leah. We've got Leah, who does a lot of cleaning. It would have been nice to have her in the house for that. Cleaning the bathroom. She's cleaning out the shower, not just cleaning out the shower, removing the drain and trying to clean underneath the drain itself. Disgusting. There's probably debris and hair from several seasons back. Leah going above and beyond in terms of cleaning. I hope the other house guests appreciate it. So yeah, that was kind of gross, but we had that. All right, then we get Leah in the bathroom. Not Leah. Then we get Lisa in the bathroom, looking a little quiet and isolated. Just before chemo comes in, kind of gives her a pep talk. Not a lot of strategy, but just cheering up and talking about life and all. And they had a decent conversation. But yeah, the house guests that are on the block, except for Tucker, but the other two, they've had their moments last night of just thinking that this could be their last time. I'm not sure. Lisa thinks that Angela's going home. I'm not sure if she really believes that or not. I think Angela's pretty certain that she is going home. They both could be wrong. It seems like Lisa is more the target than Angela at this point in time. All right, we've got Leah dressed up as, I think she called herself Leo. She had a big padded shoulder, bad coat, used something to put a beard and mustache on. So she's playing Leo, and Joseph will put on a beret and was playing Frederic or something. They had a lot of games. They're playing charades and acting and dancing for a couple of hours in the living room. That's when I took a little nap. But yeah, a lot of just playing around, no strategy talk. House guests just trying to fill in a few hours in the middle of the evening. So we had that. We had Cam and Chelsea talking game. They're thinking that Tucker might be a good HOH for next week. That they would probably be safe with Tucker, but they are wondering if anyone in the Pentagon needs to win HOH next week, or would they be safe no matter who wins up there? They don't think they probably need to win HOH at this point in time. Do they want Angela to win, or I take that back? They don't want Angela to win. They're worried if Angela was to survive this vote this Thursday and then won HOH, she could go after someone in the Pentagon. I don't know, someone like Quinn, maybe. That's interesting. Quinn has this power. If Angela was to win HOH, imagine that. Quinn could take over her HOH and really screw with her one final time. But they don't want Angela to win this thing. All right, we've got T-Core and Chemo and Joseph. They're talking about the three of them fairly tight. And so Cam and Chelsea are saying, do we stick with them? They're kind of the common, the three of them plus the two of us, we're kind of common to the collective and the Pentagon. Is that who we ride and die with to the end? So they're talking about that. They're talking about Rubina and Joseph being pretty tight and saying, if Joseph's part of the Pentagon, do we have to protect Rubina as well? They're still trying to hash out these alliances and who they want to go, who they don't want to go. We've got Quinn explaining, having a little conversation with Lisa. I think this was in the pedal room. Explaining to Lisa that, hey, day number 1 or 2, Angela was the favorite person in the house. And so I was kind of talking to her and being friendly and all. And then she just immediately had this meltdown. So he's trying to explain to Lisa why he was tight with her in the beginning and why he's not anymore, and saying, yeah, now she hates me now, Lisa. So yeah, different ball game at this point. All right, we've got Chelsea and Joseph and MJ and Cam discussing who to send home this week. Is it Lisa or Angela? Tucker seems safe. His name just isn't coming up for now. But yeah, they're saying, who should we send home? It sounds like Lisa's probably still the target. Eventually, we get the majority of the house upstairs in the HOH just talking. Obviously, no strategy when that many people are in the house, but they're talking. Eventually, we get to more complaining about Lisa, more doubting that she's a chef. I think it was Chelsea that said, the way she washes her hands, I can tell. Someone saying she's this celebrity vegan chef or whatever, and she doesn't know how to cut an onion. Just more ragging on Lisa about her chefing abilities. And that's unfortunate. I hate to see that. But they're talking about that. And then some discussion on Kenny appearing not to care about his game either. They're aware of it. Again, if it's a strategy, we'll see how they treat Kenny based on his seeming indifference to the game itself. All right, Tucker says that he's not doing jury house. He's a health nut. He's not going to like the air. You get more air in the jury house than you do inside the Big Brother house, Tucker. But he's saying he's just not doing the jury house. Vote him out ahead of time before he has to do jury house. Well, be careful what you wish for, Tucker. I think he's safe this week, but you never know. All right, we've got Brooklyn talking directly to the camera. She's saying that Lisa thinks she's safe this week. But she's actually going home. Yeah, we could have another surprise for Lisa. Surprise for Angela too, I think, if that happens. All right, we've got Chemo and Tucker talking. Couple of conversations between Chemo and Tucker. Tucker says he already has a victory dance lined up for when he wins the AIBB arena. Again, I think Tucker's safe just because of that confidence. I'd be okay with Angela or Lisa winning that thing and having Tucker up on the block. I still don't think he goes home, but yeah, chill it on the victory dance just yet, Tucker. It's not your victory just yet, but he's got it all lined up. He says to Chemo that he knows that Lisa has the power. Well, at least for now, he's still thinking that. Just a little bit later, we got T-Core and Tucker talking. T-Core is saying that Mackenzie has an immunity power, and Tucker is saying that Lisa also has a power. It's a triple vote. God, at one point it's a double vote. Now it's a triple vote. That he is sure that Lisa has the other power. Tucker is wishing that Chelsea had put up Mackenzie, MJ this week so they could get rid of that power potentially. But what's done is what's done. And then we have the conversation of the evening. Chemo and Tucker talking to each other. Chemo is saying that Tucker and Chemo and Kenny and Rubina and Quinn and T-Core. Is that who I got? Yeah. Talking about them as a group. Those is at 6. Talking about those as a group. Now, the big part of this conversation is from that it evolves into Chemo telling Tucker that no, it's not Lisa that has the power. It is Quinn that has the power. Angela's been telling the truth, Tucker. Lisa's been telling the truth, Tucker. Quinn has a power. He then goes on to explain exactly what the power was. And he's telling Tucker, he says, that's why when Angela started talking all about the power and all, I got kind of quiet because I knew she was right. So he's confirming it to Tucker. Angela had told Tucker already that Quinn had it. Tucker didn't believe her. I think Tucker's going to believe Chemo because of that. Now, Chemo says, don't tell anyone else. Tucker says, no, I won't tell anyone else. I expect by the end of this evening, most of the people in the house are going to know that Quinn has a power, which is going to take away Angela's big plan to blow this thing up on Thursday night potentially. But Chemo has told Tucker that Quinn has a power. Chemo is now saying that they need to protect Quinn because of that power. Make sure they have him in tight so he's on their side and not someone else's side. So Tucker knows about it. Soon everyone's going to know. I think maybe he'll keep his mouth shut. We shall see. You think he's going to go apologize to Lisa for accusing her of everything? Yeah, I don't think so either. All right, we got Chelsea and Leah and MJ and Lisa talking just about some Bible talk, church talk. No strategy at that point. There is talk about what Lisa might do. This is a little bit later. Lisa's not there at this point. The other ladies are talking about what Lisa might do as an HOH if she stays. They're also wondering what Rubina would do if she was to win HOH. So again, a lot of talk about the next week coming up. Rubina eventually ends up in the HOH room with Chelsea and Mackenzie. They're worried about what Tucker might do if he was to win the HOH. A little concerned about that. MJ Mackenzie, she says she's worried about any guy winning besides Kenny. Now, wasn't Kenny the one who was talking about all the girls were lined with each other and Kenny was part of the bromance that T-Core wants out and all that? Well, Mackenzie's just the opposite. She's worried about anyone except for Kenny. Now, remember, Kenny and Matt were tight. Matt and Mackenzie were tight. So I think that's the connection there. She's saying she's worried about any guy winning besides Kenny. Rubina is saying that really, as far as targets, Angela, Lisa, and Kenny probably ought to be the next three. That's what she's thinking as far as evictions, pre-jury, all of that. They are agreeing that all three girls, they're agreeing that the girls are still together, not just those three. The girls should stay together, are still together. But MJ is saying, hey, and Mackenzie saying, maybe we need to bring Kenny in as well to kind of help cover our backs. And that way, if he does win something, we got some protection there as well. So there's talk about maybe expanding this group out a little bit. I'm a little surprised if everyone else is willing to go with Kenny. We'll see how that pans out. But at least for now, the girls are still declaring allegiance to each other. We've got T-Core coming in. Lots of irrelevant girl talk. They're saying, hey, T-Core, you're in that room with all the guys. What's going on? And she says, they're just talking about y'all and not strategy. They're just talking about y'all in terms of showmances and dating and all that kind of stuff. So a little bit of that conversation. T-Core later, T-Core by herself grabs some Q-tips and is lying them out. She's up in the bumper pool room, laying them out in some kind of geometric shape, making little pyramids with them. And I don't know if it's part of some kind of her helping keep track of people. Each Q-tip represents a person. If it's something to do with memory or she's figuring out target lists, I don't know. But she's using Q-tips not to spell out love messages like we had last season, using Q-tips perhaps as some kind of strategy. For all I know, she's just doing some origami. It wouldn't be origami. Just having fun with Q-tips. Sometimes when you don't have a lot to work with in the house, you work with what you got. But she had Q-tips. We'll see if that's part of some kind of memory aid as we go forward into the season. And with that, feed shut down, or not feeds. Well, feed shut down quite a bit. The lights are off in most of the house by 2 o'clock or so, Big Brother time. So not incredibly late evening for these house guests. And again, the big conversation, Tucker now knows and I think believes that Quinn has a power, not Lisa. Does that change the eviction? Does it affect Lisa going out versus Angela? I don't think so. Heck, if nothing else, it may make it more likely that I don't know. I don't know how it's going to. I think Lisa goes home this week, but we've got 24 hours more before we know for sure. Guys, y'all have a fantastic Wednesday. I'll be back tomorrow morning to give you another update to see if Tucker's told anyone else and what fireworks may ensue as a result. Guys, until tomorrow morning, have a great one. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends. Bye.